Hello, good evening, everybody. This is your boy, the man of Crown Heights with your man.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to The Real Word, Season 4, Episode 19. Shout out to everybody who's been watching. Shout out to everybody who's been supporting. Shout out to everybody that's been helping us with the movement thus far. We appreciate everyone that has been following us on Instagram. That's at The Real Word Ministries, Inc. on Instagram. That's The Real Word Ministries, Inc. on Instagram. Shout out to everybody that follows us on Facebook. That's www.facebook.com/ The Real Word 7. That's The Real Word number 7. We also on YouTube. You can put The Real Word TV, one word, The Real Word TV on YouTube to catch us on YouTube. We also got our website, www.therealwordministriesinc.org. That's therealwordministriesinc.org. And you can catch us on The Brick every Tuesday and Thursday at 1 p.m. At 12 noon, 4 p.m., and 1 a.m. every Tuesday and Thursday. Check your local cable listings. I know that's a lot, but thank you guys for all the support. Because of you, we have done a lot, and it's going to be even more. But enough about us. There's two special guests. Introduce yourself, ladies and gentlemen.
My name is Yvette Anthony from Brooklyn.
Shout out to Miss Anthony from Brooklyn.
Thomas Haynes from Brooklyn.
Shout out to Thomas Haynes from Brooklyn. Brooklyn's in the house. So we have two special guests in here today, and they're going to tell us a little bit about themselves. Who would like to go first?
You know what? We can start with the queen. So I want to ask you a quick question. Tell the people what you're passionate about.
I am passionate about a lot. I'm passionate about life and helping others to enjoy life.
Yes.
And to love life. But I'm going to start with the little ones, meaning the babies. I'm passionate about babies because we have had a misconnection or disconnect between parents helping their children to learn and love each other. So why I'm starting with the babies, because we need to re-educate moms how to love their children. Re-educate moms how to speak positive words to their children. Re-educate moms how to encourage their children. Whether your child named, and I believe in, especially when it comes to children, I believe in using good words and easy words. If someone's name is Destiny, the letter D, you are delightful. You try to use positive adjectives for their names. If someone's name is Stanley, you are just supreme. Or if someone's name begins with the letter A, they're awesome, they're articulate, and try to use good adjectives to help them to believe in themselves, to give them that confidence when they go to school, to give them the confidence in themselves when they're by themselves. And if they're being teased, they have that to go back on. My mommy called me confident. My mommy called me a super person. My mommy called me intelligent, or my dad. And they have that to hold on to. Coming up to teenagers now, teenagers miss, again, that love and then component from their parents, so they try to get love from others. Teenagers, again, miss that confidence in themselves, who they are, what's their destiny. What are you doing during high school? Stay focused, stay determined. Even though you have distractions, hopefully you know what to do what's right. And when you invest in yourself, doing what's right, you get the benefit. You finish high school, you go to college. Even if you're not college, you don't feel you're qualified for college, go to trade school. You know, do something that you're good at. Do something that you can do with your eyes closed. That means that's your God-given talent. Now when it comes to adults, they have, and stop me guys if I'm going too far.
Now you're good.
We're here to share.
You're flowing.
Okay.
And you're doing great too.
Thank you so much. Blessings. And as adults go, adults carry their children hurts into their adult life. So they go to work. They're insecure.
If I could interrupt you
Yes,
in regards to that, carrying the hurt. I remember most people that suffer from PTSD are individuals that's been in car crashes. That's more common than for people that's in the military. But PTSD was made popular by people in the military. But the highest percentage of people with PTSD has been people that's been in car accidents. When I was younger, I was in a car accident where my friend tried to commit suicide with me in the car. And, you know, it messed me up physically and mentally. So one of the things I had to do on top of physical therapy, I had to go to mental therapy. And while going through mental therapy, my therapist, she gave me a book called Healing Your Inner Child. So what you said, like a lot of us carry the hurt and pain from, childhood into
Yes.
adulthood, and we
Yeah.
take it out on our own children
Yes.
and other people as well. Like even now, like I have friends from my childhood that I'm cool with now. Like for example, Cameau. Cameau's a friend of the show. He's always on the show, and Cameau's a person I've knew over 15 years. I know Cameau, and Cameau could say like now that we're fathers, we working and things of that nature. He was saying like, yo, when we were younger, you used to bully me, and then he said, but I thank you for bullying me because you helped me to become tougher because my dad wasn't really in my life like that. And then you was like, yo, stop being so soft because the world is going to be way more crazy than that. It wasn't no physical bullying like you ain't beat me up, but you always say, yo, be tougher, bro, be tougher because the world is going to hit you harder than this. He said, now I'm a man, I really understand like you was looking out for me because if you wouldn't toughen me up, I wouldn't be ready for the things that's coming around now. And a lot of us, we suffer from trauma,
Yeah.
childhood trauma.
Facts.
Yeah.
A lot of us, are molested as children,
Yeah.
and we bring
Myself.
that over when we get older, and hurt people, and a lot of us
Yeah.
within the community, we don't really go to therapy. Speaking of that, you went through a real traumatic situation in your life in regards to your story. You want to tell the people?
But in addition to that too, I want you to also add what GMAC is about and why GMAC is needed as well too with the story too.
Yeah, he's gonna tie everything up.
Yeah.
Use the mic, brother. You have an Oscar-winning story, brother.
So like Pastor Sanders said, and like Elder Rickard was saying and stuff, right? I did 15 years, 8 months of my life in prison. I started going to prison at a real young age. I was out there in the street doing what street people do. At those times, I could say when I was 17, I didn't even think I was going to make it to the age of 21. And actually, one thing that always set in my mind is that I actually really had that in my mindset. Like, it didn't bother me. I was 17 saying, okay, yeah, you're not going to make it to 21, so whatever you're doing now, you do what you do. And I didn't realize until the older I got how warped or how how unnatural that was to think like that. Because at times we think, especially in the communities that we come from, we think violence and the things that we do are natural. So it took me a while, to get more into my manhood, to learn a lot about myself inside them prisons, and getting my education. Shout out to education, because I used to think education was nothing either, and it actually do, broaden your horizons. So it wasn't just a cliche. It really do broaden your horizons.
You went to school in jail, right?
Yes. So I got my associates while I was in prison.
All right.
Right. So just moving forward. When I started getting more into myself and learning a lot about myself, my idea of coming home was giving back to the youth, coming out here and working with the communities. So this was something that I planned. I would say for the last 7 years of me being incarcerated, I actually planned this to come home and say, I wanted to make sure that a lot of young guys, a lot of young ladies want to go and do the things that I did in my life.
Wow.
That was part of me giving back. That's how I felt what giving back was about. So I came out here, I was a part of different organizations. I was a part of Man Up Bank. That's Brooklyn, East New York. I was, I'm a part of now GMAC Incorporated, which Mr. Pastor Sanders was talking about, which is Gangsters Making Astronomical Community Changes.
Yes.
I'm also part of an organization right now that's actually feeding a community that I grew up in, that I actually court cases in and stuff like that. We actually feed the community every Saturday, where we have a pantry in Glenwood Housing, and I would say we feed 100.
Shout out to G Hood.
We feed 150 to 200 people weekly.
Awesome.
The chief executive of my organization I'm speaking about is Angel Hendy. So we want to shout Angel Hendy, and she actually has a very profound story herself. The name of the company is Our Lady of Charity for the Community.
Wow.
And this is a woman that actually lost two of her sons. She actually lost two of her sons to gun violence. So she lost 2 of her sons to gun violence, and now we both out here in the community that I told you that I took a lot away from, and we helping them now and stuff.
Wow.
So with this, going back on track, like getting back on track, it's like God attract you to powerful people. Like when I'm part of GMAC, we do a lot of what you would call violence interrupted work and outreach work, right? So I always tell people this story, right?
What is violence interruption? What is that?
All right, so violence interrupters is what we call VIs. Those are people that get in front of the situation before it escalates. So you know how the police come, right?
Yeah.
The police come after the fact. See, the VIs come beforehand.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And then you got outreach workers who the VIs plug you into the outreach worker. Now the outreach worker, they create what you would call a risk reduction plan, right?
Wow.
Okay.
And now a risk reduction plan is like we're putting you in play to figure out how you can, you could further better your life in a positive way. So we put a lot of things in play like that in a sense, you know what I'm saying? Like, so, moving forward, this right here actually, to me, is like what I would consider like one of the most like, enjoyable things in my life, giving back to the community, giving back to the young fellas out here, the young guys out here. And the light is bright, y'all.
You good? Are you ripping it?
From your story.
You're ripping it, baby. You're ripping it, baby.
Chocolate milk. But it's like, just that, just like loving, like, I go to work every day, man. I love my job. Like I tell people all the time, I outreach worker supervisor for GMAC Incorporated, and it's like, just having those opportunities to do that, that's a blessing. When I'm in Glenwood with Our Lady of Charity for the community, when we out there, and I'm out there with Angel, it's the same thing. You know what it is to see women that's on the line that knew me when I was a kid, knew I was out here wilding.
On that type of time,
And now I'm out here. They like, hey Thomas, hey baby, like I love that. I love that. I love that because I feel like if you took a lot away, you shouldn't have a problem giving a lot back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And what Jesus said, when he said, when much is given, much is required. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like 15 years of your life behind that prison wall, they come out here, I'm happy. And people ask me all the time, when they be like, yo, why you always happy, or why you always smiling in the street like that? Man, if you been through what I've been through, you be smiling too.
That's a fact. You put in work, baby.
You be smiling too.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, I never like to go and like emphasize on the negative things that I didn't like.
That's a fact. I agree.
Like I always tell people, like when they get into stories or people that knew me from the past and they try to get, I be like, yo, listen.
I know facts.
I did that.
But you know what's so crazy? I want to add right. One of my man Clifford Gray. He used to be GS9, GSC back in the day. He used to be a big crypto dude. And, like, I'm affiliated with him and stuff like that. So just that I am affiliated with a lot of Crips, so you know. But the thing is that he basically used to be big crypto, but he changed his life, became a man of God. And, like, to this day, people still talk about the work that he put in. You feel what I'm saying? But, like, people respect that. But when you turn your life around from that type of timing into a light, they respect that. So I know exactly what you mean in regards to that purpose.
And it's like, I always, I know a lot of brothers that too did the same type of thing I did in my life, like that, and they actually changed themselves. And it's like a lot of them just don't like to dwell too much on the negative aspects of things because we lived it. We knew how that felt because we did it. We lived that. So it's like it's not entertaining for us no more.
No, it's not. Yeah,
when we was young.
When
we was young,
stuff.
it was entertaining to do certain things. Now, when we see young people, and I'm going to tell you another thing what it showed me. If I would have said when I was 17 that I would have turned to the person I am today, and I would have never believed it. Somebody would have told me that I would be sitting doing all this positive stuff, I would have never believed it.
Wow.
So now when I see the little young dudes out there, I see the young sisters out there and stuff, I never say, yo, this one can't make it, or this person go to fall, because it was so many people that knew me that counted me out. So many people count us out. And then I'm gonna tell you the sad thing, like sis was talking about, children are all the time counted out at young ages.
That's a fact.
At young, you come on, we don't understand what you consider the school to prison pipeline and stuff like that. Like,
So let me ask you a question, right? Pusha T made a line in one of his songs. He said that it's almost like we're subjugated to a different God when our melanin has a different tint, meaning that we're treated as less of a person almost,
or human.
yeah, because of the color of our skin within the society. The other day I was doing Uber on the weekend, and then I picked up this guy. He was a WAS, white Anglo-Saxon Protestant, typical Caucasian guy, and I picked him up at this place. It looked like how the projects would look if it was clean and had flowers and gardens. And I was like, this place looks like some place I've been. And he said, what do you mean? I said, yo, it looks like a place, but just the exact opposite. As in the walls were clean, like, you know, when the walls of a building is clean and you can see the brick molding is clean, and it got gardens and it has flowers, but it looks just like the project, but just clean. And I was like,
It has a different name too. It's just a
yeah.
complex.
And the guy was like, yeah, but the prices is way better. I said, yeah. So we sit back and we ask ourselves, do we accept certain things from the public? Because when it's from the public,
Right.
yeah, it's cheap or free, but then you suffer for it because what you pay is what you get. But when it's privately owned, then it gets a little bit better, but costs way much. And I use the comparison of MTA, you know, the subway systems. At one point, it was owned by New York City, but New York City couldn't afford it. So New York State took over, and then they hired a private company to manage it, the MTA. So now the MTA, everybody's always complaining, it's real expensive and everything, and they say, oh, the trains is dirty. But if you look at the trains back in the days,
Oh my God.
with the graffiti,
You pretty much coming to America? Coming to America, come on, bro.
yeah. So it's like that's what we suffer from when we look at it. Like,
It's America's a perfect example of that.
and our people for too long, we relied on the public because of the public perceptions
Yeah.
that was put out of us, and we believed it, we accepted it, right? And somebody said that what Tyler Perry is doing, even though some people don't agree on how he got to the point where he's at, him dressing like a woman and everything else, some people don't like that. But the fact that he was able to create his own studio now,
Right.
where black people are able to create movies and to play positive pictures of themselves. We grew up watching He-Man, Superman, Batman, all these superhuman white people.
Right.
To the point where we never thought that we was superhuman, and all we seen was slave movies, or we played the butler, or we played the help, you know?
Yeah.
We never seen ourselves as the Heru character, as the hero character, you know? Yeah, go
One of
ahead.
the things that I like what Tyler Perry did as well. Remember, we grew up when it had Good Times and the Jeffersons and Cosby,
Yeah.
and those were the standard American-looking family. Tyler Perry came in and he mixed it up.
You did.
He got the grandma, who is a firecracker, who's making things happen, making people laugh, also putting the truth out there.
Yeah, facts.
Like, this is the breakdown of the family, really.
Yeah.
A lot of families were not like the Cosbys and not like
Exactly.
the Jeffersons, because Jefferson moved on the east side. How many people really go to the east side?
Exactly, but the thing is that it's just painting the things that you see. You're just painting the reality
Yes.
of our reality.
Yes.
It wasn't trying to make us look bad.
No.
But it's who we are as
Put it out there.
individuals. You know what I'm saying? It's what
And,
it is.
and we all laughed because it was true.
Yeah.
A lot of those positions that our grandparents or uncles or whomever came over, it was true.
Yeah.
He just had the people in the right places.
Yeah.
And based on his experience, he didn't have a white staff to
No.
write the parts.
No, he didn't.
He knew the parts.
Exactly.
So he can say, you know what, you're good at that, you're good at that. So we're gonna do this play this way, based on, we all know the experiences
That's
from growing up.
That's right.
And the other people's next door and the misbehaviors and so on and so forth.
That's right.
And even they had that movie for Thanksgiving with Vanessa Williams, and
Is it this Christmas?
it was a Thanksgiving movie where a lot of people had couples, but a lot of people were couples, but they never got along.
Oh, okay, I
I'm talking about, yeah, that's a top gun movie too.
I think
Right.
Why Did I Get Married, that movie?
Yeah, right, get married, yeah.
And it's like, again, we go back to, we are trying to, and this is my belief, and what I would like to see more of. As a young black woman, I want to be able to see couples who stay married for 50, 60 years. That does not happen anymore. We got to keep looking at other people in other cultures. No, we could do it. We do have our people that are married for a long period of time, but we have to encourage each other more. It's necessary. We got to stick it out. We got to stick it out. Certain things can't be helped. Some people do have problems, but there are ways to solve these problems and solve these misunderstandings or misconceptions, because that's how we keep our family tree solid. That's how we keep our family solid. That's how we let our children see, look, whoever you get married to, whoever you connect with, make sure you really like them. It's no longer just a booty call. This is serious, because there's genocide out there trying to get rid of us. You're getting rid of our men, or your women are just going bananas, and then the children are growing up in the foster care system. So who's carrying on our legacy by family tradition, by family culture, by family emotions? Who's carrying that on? And we have to help ourselves, you know, like we all are doing individually, but as we come together collectively, we could do so much more. And I'm so glad to be part of this.
Exactly. I'm sorry. Continue what you're saying, bro. Can you push part?
Oh yeah, you know, like
Yeah.
my
Use the
thing
mic,
is
brother.
like sister,
Yeah,
you
you
know,
good?
I'm so used to like speaking like with the
This
kids,
is
you
for
know,
you.
we you know, I mean, you know, keeping the mic in my hand and stuff like that. I gotta get used to that. But
I get you.
you know, like sister is saying, like those are things that I agree with though. Like when I go into school, you know, speaking about family, you know, speaking about like how family should be, how you want to get a family and stuff. Like, you know, it's big. Like the kids now, they you know, it's like they disrespect each other fully, and it's like I don't blame them, because I know it's in the music, and besides it being in the music, it's just it's like what Tupac said, a lot of misplaced hate. And what it is that sometimes when you got that feeling of despair, because you know when you go to this, first off, have anybody ever heard about a mass shooting that happened in a black school?
No.
No, because
Right.
everybody got guns.
Right. Okay. So
But everybody do have guns.
but look what I'm trying to say though, right? But check it out. No, real talk. Right? In a sense, you know,
But people do have
a lot of young people do. Like that's a fact. A lot of young people do. But what I was saying is, right? Let's just say you don't never hear about nobody coming in no black school and shooting 20, 30 young kids. And stuff. But guess what though? It's like it's a lot of officers that be in front of the schools, right? And the kids are having a feeling of despair, not even realizing that they present. It's a lot of police present that give these kids these feelings because they don't have good relationships with the police. So I'm not saying every cop is bad, because I know cops that's all right with people, that treat people with respect. So what I'm gonna say is, for the most of them, when the kids see them and they gotta go to school, a lot of them can't even verbally express that to you, like, yo, I see the police, so it make me get angry, I go in there and hit somebody. You know how many kids, when we speak to them, one day I asked them in the class, I said, yo, let me ask you something. Anybody ever wake up in here feeling angry? And like the whole class raised their hand.
Yeah, but it's no columbine.
But guess what though?
But everybody has guns.
But guess what though? How could a bunch of 15-year-old kids that's coming to school raise their hand and say they wake up feeling angry? That's not good.
It's not good.
So what that shows you is that it's a lot of anger, it's a lot of pain, it's a lot of it's the things that's going on in the home. It's years and generations of people that's feeling oppressed. The thing is, when and honestly, even if a black person is living right, they still oppressed. And when you got this and these kids see this is pain that they can't speak on. So they feel it, they act out. You know what I'm saying? And it's like no one wants to feel oppressed. And that's all that we go through now. And it's like, so when is the oppression going to stop? Every time you turn on the news, like the young black sister that just got killed, 21 years old in Texas and all that, they said the officer walked in her house and killed her.
What's up with that?
And it's sad, because I'm gonna tell you what that does. If anybody familiar with back in slavery days, how they used to bring the black man in front of the black woman to show that he couldn't protect that at all, right? And probably cut him up and demolish, do some real derogatory, devious things to his body, and then
butt breaking.
Yeah, and then for the black man to watch the black sisters getting the stomachs cut open, babies falling out. This wasn't no mythology stuff. We wasn't writing Greek mythology or nothing like this. Ain't no Socrates play, no Shakespeare play. This is reality. The reality is that these people did a damage on the mental, and they still are doing it today.
But not to cut you off, China Black, but here's the thing, right? One thing that I've realized, they say that these oppressors, they plan well into the future, not like a year or a month. They plan 10, 20, 30 years into the future. And from where? We came from the descendants of kings and ruling empires, and they made you believe you were a slave. Now you start off from slavery. That's the beginning for you. That's your mythos. That's the myth that they sold you. Now that you're coming up as a slave, you just been emancipated. These people got a 200-year run in front of you, but they're saying that you're not where they're at because you're lazy. Right. And then you believe that. So they use media, and they use television, and they use movies to keep creating that mythos over and over and over and over and over and over until it becomes your reality. Now you're scared of the other races. Now all of a sudden when they come in the room, you have to put your head down. You can't look them in the eye. If you look at their girl, you get killed, you know? And we seen that happen to Emmett Till. We got hanged in front of big crowds.
Castrated, bro.
We got hanged, castrated, cut into pieces.
Castrated.
What's his name? Nat Turner, skin was turned into a wallet in a purse. You know, these are things that really happened. They had lynchings on postcards that they would hand out and mail out to their friends.
That's devious stuff, though.
And then,
that's some real devilment things.
But then after that, and after that, that wasn't enough. Then we got hit with crack, over and over and over and over and over again. Where and sometimes once you want those certain drugs, you could go to rehab and get 30-day clean, 40 days clean. But that's something that you got to deal with for the rest of your life. So some people went to jail for life for being users, for using the same drugs that the government brought into America.
But things that payback is sweet. They got the science now. The opiate crisis.
But look, exactly.
Yeah.
But back then, they wasn't saying send them to rehab. They were saying send them to jail.
Yeah.
So we just got out of slavery, then we got out the crack era, and then we got, instead of getting 40 acres in the mule, we got food stamps in the project apartment.
Yeah.
So now that's your beginning right there.
Yeah.
So now you're not even thinking about owning a home. You're not even thinking about going to college. You think about staying alive tomorrow. You know?
And it was so bad.
They say amen. Amen to that, Debbie. I see Debbie.
You know what's ill about what Elder Rickard just said, right?
Yeah, it's fact.
He's this though. And that was the #1 way how to destroy black families. Because check it out. If you gave a sister with a food stamps welfare, she couldn't have no black man on her lease or no black man and her getting married because that was going to mess up the money.
Yep.
So this is the ways how they just kept sowing different seeds on keeping us down and stuff, breaking us down. So when he speak about that, those are reality. What he said about the crack era, right? Come on, you see what crack did, and like he said, it destroyed the community.
There's still crackheads till this day. Look at Brownsville, look at East New York. These are people that are still dealing with this till this day. Right. Heroin, crack, and their kids grew up in the system, and now their kids grew up and had kids, and they had like all these. So you got these kids growing up in homes with no fathers, that's on public assistance, that's in a complex full of kids just like them, no fathers, no elders, no direction. And they growing up and they doing the same thing. They having kids, and the girls are having kids, and the guys are going to jail over and over and over and over. So this is the outcome of it right now. You know, people are now waking up, and that's why they say 2020. That's when people get to see. When you got 2020 vision, that's when your vision is clear. Like, so people now waking up from this dream that they sold you. You know.
Right. But one of the things I also want to interject on the crack baby era. That's what started Mother Hale in Harlem. She was taking all the crack babies to take care of them.
Who's Mother Hale?
She had a foster kid. She was an older woman in Harlem, just taking the babies to take care of them. And then she ended up evolving into having like a daycare, and then it was like a children's home for the crack baby era, for those babies.
Did she get a citation?
No, her business. What? She was in business for a long time.
No, I remember. Did she get awarded for work?
I don't recall.
I think I remember.
She may have.
Was it Bill Clinton or one of them saying
David Dinkins?
Or one of them said something like, but they didn't give her the recognition she deserved.
Yeah,
is she still alive?
No, she passed away when her daughter took it over. But that was she was the fill-in for those babies that were going down the tubes because of the crack.
So is her daughter still alive?
Yeah.
Listen,
her daughter's running the house now.
Listen, we want to recognize her daughter and her mom and bring her in. That's amazing. Wow.
Yeah, that because of that whole epidemic. And it continues to be an epidemic. And, you know, the good thing about God's word is it's not a Band-Aid the way we preach it, the way churches preach it. It's inside of us to show the light. Listen, you can just ask, believe, you can get rid of this taste. You can get rid of this life. Because when you take things in your body that's not healthy, it switches, it flips a switch, and then you malfunction. And I like to use this example. If your body was a Mercedes, would you put water in the gas tank? No. If your body was a Rolls Royce, would you put water in the gas tank?
Good night.
No. So if your body was made exceptionally and wonderfully made, how can you not want to eat healthy? You see, they give you food stamps and you buy all the cereals with sugar. So many articles have been written, sugar is so bad for you in so many ways. Not just diabetes, it gives you cancer, it gives you everything. Your body is malfunctioning. You can't do certain things, you can't think properly. Your body can't use those molecules from sugar because they're not healthy at all. They have nothing nutritious or delicious. They make it sweet. You got sweet tea, you got candy yams. How many things can we eat? We got the other foods that I'm not going to mention. But if your body was a Mercedes, I'm going to just stay Mercedes. I'm not even going into Ferraris. I'm not even going to the old Aston Martin cars. Just a Mercedes. You have to put in premium gas in order to function to optimum level.
She's a problem.
Isn't it ironic how nowadays sugar's killing us and back then we used to get killed over sugar?
Oh, yo, show done. Show done. Bang, 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 bang. Feliz Navidad. Show done. I said show done. Show done. I'm gonna be hitting the fire.
Yeah,
oh my
man.
goodness, mercy.
One of the things that's going on right now is obviously politics. You know, Donald Trump seems to be pandering now to the black people, saying he acknowledged that black people helped to build America. But it seems like they're still trying to evict him. And I say evict him.
Impeach him.
Impeach him.
No, they're trying to. They're really trying to very hard.
So there's a couple whistleblowers in the White House, it seemed like.
No, there's a lot of whistleblowers
Okay,
that are
so
snitching. Don't be modest, bro. Don't be modest, big
so
dog.
how you guys think about that? Because people say that snitching depends on the certain situation and who's doing it, right?
I think it's amazing that they're doing it because at the end of the day, he's being exposed for who he really is. We all know who he really is and what he's about. And what is unfortunate is that people was upset with Obama wearing a tan suit. That was a problem. That was an issue. That was a malfunction due to the detriment of the nation. But like I said, we've noticed that you could be white, you could have money, you could get away with murder, and that's the reality. So for those who voted him, good for you. You got what you deserve. No, it is what it is.
We can't say he got away with murder. He didn't kill anyone.
He didn't really?
That we know
Not
of.
physically.
Not
Not physically.
Not
The
physically.
damage is psychological.
You know what I'm saying? But I want to add to the thing is that the I think the 9 young men that was accused of raping.
Oh,
The five young men. He never, to this day, apologized for that, and he wrote an article that they should be convicted.
No, he took out an interview like
Yeah.
Pastor speaking on. Trump was like when the case was going on. Trump was like one of the biggest advocates of
For that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it was never, and to this day, there would never been an apology. There's never been an acknowledgement. So I think it is what it is. Pretty much.
I sit here and I'm listening now that Trump is going through it right now.
Yeah.
And now he want to acknowledge that blacks help build the country. But my thing is this though, right? Don't give me a bone and try to tell me it's a steak. So we're not doing that. No, because what he try to do is he's playing politics game. It's called divide and conquer.
Yeah, he is.
If he's not allowing the people that came here that been working and doing the same thing, America's 241 years old, right? And for America is a new land, so everyone that's coming here that's contributing to the building of the land. Those we all what you would call pioneers. If you came here 50 years ago, 100 years ago, or 300-400 years ago, whatever it was someone here already. So it was the Native Indians. So I don't like.
And ironically, today's Columbus Day, right?
Right. And I don't like to say that
No credit.
that you know how he's very big on immigrants and this and that and now yeah I'm cool with the black folks now because they trying to impeach me. Nah. Keep the same story. We hold it. I recognize people of color. Everybody, people of color. Whatever type of other group you might consider you, if you're a person of color, we have to stand together.
But the thing is that the tide is changing now because now a lot of states are rejecting Columbus Day, and they're recognizing the natives, which is a beautiful thing. So the tide is changing.
You know, remember Columbus went through what was it? Spinola first, and like destroyed the whole land,
violated,
it was like
pillaged,
4,000 or 500,000
raped.
population. By the time he left, he had like in the thousands. So the man destroyed the land.
Violation to the highest degree.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you guys this question. This is what I want to ask you guys. In regards to community, why is it very imperative to be involved in your community?
Well, one, you want to be involved with your community because you want to actually be a part of the solution. Because the thing is, if you're not doing nothing and you sitting down and you watching everything happen, you're not a part of the solution. So what that makes you? Exactly.
Yeah.
So the thing is, you can't never just sit around and just let things.
Dangerous.
And I'm gonna tell you, what movie always when I come to mind when I kick it with the kids. Remember, was it the first Spider-Man movie that came out a couple of years back, like 2000?
Tobey Maguire.
And remember when he already had the Spider-Man power and he seen the dude robbing and he was stressed out one day, he let the robber run by.
Yeah.
What did the robber do to his family?
It got his
Killed his uncle.
Killed his uncle.
Yeah.
But he had the power before and then guess what? When he went and seen
You're a bad boy.
that was him.
You're a preacher.
And he realized that was him.
We're going to bring you to Adventist church. That's right.
It shocked him because in his mind he said,
my church.
I could have stopped
American.
this man.
Yes.
I could have stopped this.
Oh my
he
God.
He could have prevented what happened to his uncle if he would have stepped in. I say that all the time, like people seeing things in the street, or you seeing people getting hurt, or you seeing dudes disrespecting old people, say something. I'm not saying call no cops, but even if you're not strong enough, this is why we got organizations out here where we got strong black men, strong black women that don't have no problem playing the front line and hollering at someone before a situation get out of hand.
Yes. My sister, your turn, queen. Powerful queen.
What I love most about communities, and how I want to be involved.
Wow.
Is
dangerous.
Giving moms tools to love their children.
Wow.
Giving them hugs. I believe in that strongly because our children don't have enough hugs, which shows love, or it expresses love to some degree. When children receive love, they have something to hold on to. My mommy loves me. My daddy loves me. My sister loves me. If a parent can continue to encourage, let's hug each other before we leave, or let's hug each other before we go to bed, it makes such a difference. The child can say, I love my family, I love my sister, I love my brother, I love my daddy. My daddy's not here. Hopefully the mom wouldn't be as angry. And there are different situations and different dynamics in every household. But the point I want to make is just love. Share the love with what you have in your room then. If you can't go outside and love people who are not there, that's okay. But the people that are there, make them strong. Let's love each other. Let's support each other. We're a family of 5. Let's do what we can to do. Let's do what we can do to support each other. Because once your love is in the family, when you go outside, your kids have that love to hold on to. They look forward to coming home. Even if you have peanut butter and jelly, they look forward to that. Oh, we have with a glass of milk, and we sing songs, and we talk stories, and we talk about Christmas, and we write our wish list, and they have good memories of love. Not love in the wrong way, like, I don't know, leave them home by themselves. They're trying to cook mac and cheese. They don't know how to make it, whether it's in a box or from scratch. It's like, do something special. 1 weekend a month, let's all bake a cake. Let's all bake cupcakes. Let's decorate it. It's not just a certain culture that do those things. This is how we entertained ourselves in the past. This is how we learned how to play games. That's what we had to keep ourselves entertained. That's why I love games today. Checkers, Chinese checkers, chess, board games kept us busy. Board games kept us happy interacting with each other. We can do that again. It doesn't matter because the problem with social media today, and the young parents don't really understand, it takes away the interaction with the family. Everybody got their own phone. Everybody got their own game, whether it's Candy Crush or whatever. So you're not taking time for each other. You're not engaging in conversation with each other. There should be a time, everybody shut your phone down. We're going to have a conversation. What was the best part of your day? What was the worst part of your day? Let's hug each other and kiss each other before we go to bed. And let's try to establish those family basics, the basics. You go back to basics. It doesn't matter if a phone is $1,000. What are your family basics at home? What's your best meal as a family at home? You know, and a lot of it comes back to our health. A lot of it comes back to our food. And I just want to encourage families to continue to nurture each other, to continue to have, if you have one meal together, let's say you buy a Subway sandwich for the family. We sit down at home and have the Subway sandwich. But we're spending time together. We no longer, and the movie was Soul Food.
Wow.
We no longer have family meals together. Everybody buys their own food, whether they eat it out with their friends or they bring home and go in their room or whatever. Nobody shares, nobody cares the same way.
Feels
So
no counts
it's
for love now. I
It's
agree.
breaking up that family component, and
Yes.
that's what held us together.
Wow, this is deep.
Yeah, I think the whole family situation, the whole family structure, I think that being attacked so viciously within the black community, making it not cool, I guess, socially because of rap music to have one woman or to be with one woman or commit to one woman. You know, the whole marriage thing was depopularized by hip hop, where it's like fast life, let's do drugs and go to parties, sleep with as much women as we can, and that's the cool thing, you know. But they never really mentioned the negative part, you know, like the downfalls, like child support, catching STDs, going to jail, things of that nature. They don't mention that part, and it's good to see individuals like you that when they come out, I can say that you've dedicated your time to helping others, right? So they won't go down the same path as you. You gave the example of Spider-Man, how he had the opportunity to stop the dude, but because he was in his own feelings, he went and did whatever he wanted to do. That's a lot of us. As in, we're told by older people sometimes, or we given advice to do better, and we're like, nah, I'm gonna do what I want to do, and then we ended up with dealing with the consequences and ridicules, if there be so, of that said choice, you know. And sometimes we do it out of love, sometimes we do it out of hate, sometimes we do it out of emotion, sometimes we have a split-second decision that costs us for the rest of our lives or longer than we expect, and we got to live with them consequences. Right now, we're living with the consequences of others' actions, but at the same time, we're reacting to their actions and trying to make a change, you know, with GMAC, with Funerals Don't Count, with the Real Word Ministries, and with your ministry even. Your ministry sounds like a ministry of love, you know, of healing, giving, showing people how to bake, you know, showing them how to eat better, showing them how to live better, showing them how to show love by hugging and things like that. Like, I remember me, I was stuck within the confines of my own masculinity. Like, it used to be hard for me to show love. Even now, it was hard for me to show love. Like, my wife would complain about it all the time. She's like, oh, it's hard for you to look people in the eye for too long, like this and that. She was like, oh, it's hard for you to show affection sometimes. And I try to explain to her, like, at one point, I went years without crying, years without showing emotion. And because it was hard for me to show emotion to people, I used to hurt people. And to me, when I did that, like, I felt joy out of it. Like, now I can't even look at a picture or something of someone in pain. I'm like, come on, that's someone else. Like, that's a soul. Like, that person has other people connected to them, you know. And now that I got a family and stuff, like, I understand, like, why it's so important to show love, like, why it's so important to take time out with your kids and with your family to, you know, for the real reasons, you know. Like, just yesterday, like, I took my wife and the kids over to my mom's house, and we had Sunday dinner, you know. And that's something that should always be a custom amongst us as people, you know. The table where you could bring different generations together, and you just talk and you meet and you know. I spent some time with my dad. I haven't spent time with my dad in a while because I've been so busy, you know. And he gave me some advice, and me and him spent time together, you know. Growing up, I wasn't close with my dad like that. It wasn't until I got older and I became a man and had my own family. Now I go to him for advice sometimes, and it's easier to talk to him now than it was when I was younger.
Amen.
Yeah. So life has a way of humbling you, you know. Different events in your life and different things, like it teaches you to be better and to do better. Like now, like I have kids, I gotta teach them too. And even being a youth leader at church, you know, I gotta speak to the youth and I'll be letting them know. Like I tell them in details about the things I did, knowing that there's other people that could use it against me in the church. You know, in church people act like they never even spit on the floor, you know. So me like sharing war stories with them, and they sit there like damn, you did all that and you still in church. I'm like, yeah. Like Sanders always say, God restores.
Exactly.
And at the same time, like I'm here to help y'all, you know.
Facts.
With great power does come great responsibility.
Amen.
When I was popular in the streets and I was getting busy and I was in the club every week, you know, and getting money, like I would draw from that energy. But when I destroyed that side of me and I started doing positive, it started a whole movement, you know, and ended up being all of this right now, where we can talk openly on a public forum and speak about these things and help those that are still struggling. Because just because us made it, like this, that don't mean that the work is done.
Yeah.
That's a fact. And one thing I say always, like,
This is deep.
When
This
I
is like a
listen-
sermon.
when I listen to brothers like all brothers and sisters speak and communicate, and you know, everybody has a different part to play and stuff. Like that.
Yes.
So everybody's message may not be the same, then it'd be a lot of people's messages that are the same, but they all are trying, you know, all of them working
Yeah.
to do the same thing.
Bottom line.
So one thing I always get, like, if I see Dylan going back with touching on like family or touching on building that strength, that power, that empowerment with our kids, if I see a good nurse being a good nurse, and she's showing, especially ones that come from our community, and she's showing the kids that this is how it's supposed to be, to me, she's a part of the solution.
Mm-hmm.
So I say that to say that, you know, just because a person may not be doing the work that I'm doing, doesn't mean that they're not part of the solution. And at the end of the day, you know, I'm just, you know, just even speaking on the love part, that stuck out to me too. But I wanted to touch on the fact that, you know, this is the day and time where a lot of black men gotta learn to tell their young black sons that they love them.
Mm-hmm.
Because even though all, you know, sometimes we grew up with a certain type of way where we feel like we don't communicate like that. This is not those times no more. Why? Because like sis was saying, they need that push. If they don't, the streets gonna swallow them up. And guess what?
Yeah.
The streets don't love them.
No.
The streets don't love nobody.
False sense of love.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, you gotta get that. You gotta, you know, just like Elder Rickard said, right? Him and his father. That's how me and my father was. And you know what it was? What happened when I realized over time what really was? It was the fact that I was young and I wasn't in the mindset to understand what he was saying. I didn't have that mindset. Like I was like, you know, like cool. My father a reverend, so I used to be like, oh man, he definitely can't recognize or understand what I'm doing because you know I'm living with my mother at the time, and him being a reverend, it's not agreeing with what I'm doing out here. So he could have been telling me, listen, I'm gonna give you $1 million, and I wouldn't have been paying it no mind because I was feeling like the way I wanted to feel. So I understand that. I just say that just to say this is one thing that I really want to stress and put. All black men, you know, because black women do this naturally. So black men, we got to start doing it. I don't care if you think you're a thug, if you think whatever you think you is or whatever you are, tell your children you love them.
Amen.
Tell them you love them because at the end of the day, you never know your breath could be taken away.
Amen.
And you don't want a son or a daughter to say, wow, my father never told me he loved me.
It goes a long way.
So yeah.
No 30-minute specials. No fake eulogies. Funerals don't count. Spread love now. But I want to hear any closing thoughts before we close. 8:26.
Okay, so I'm just gonna shout my team out. Okay, so listen, anybody that want to reach out to us, that want some type of therapeutic service, need any resources, want to find out how to help better their community, reach out to GMAC Incorporated, which is Gangsters Making Astronomical Community Changes. One is on East Flatbush, one is on 5712 Church Avenue. That's between Church and Kings Highway. And the other one is 349 Myrtle in the Fort Greene area. So we have teams in both areas and stuff. And like I said, if you need that type of help, reach out. You know, come through and we'll make something happen. And also, I want to shout out my team, Our Lady of Charity for the Community, Angel Hindi.
She used to come here.
Yeah, I'm gonna invite her too, and that's the sister I told you that lost both of her sons and stuff to gun violence.
Mm-hmm.
So she's out there in front line now and working, like she's feeding every Saturday 150 to 200 people.
Amen.
And faithfully, like it's a church and all that, faithfully it's coming through. So I want to shout out Our Lady of Charity for the Community. I want people to get in tune, the Miss Angel Hindi. Check out her story, see what we doing and stuff, and try to come to that pantry over there in Glenwood Housing. We're there every Saturday. So be there like 7:30. You can eat and probably hear a story and all that. So peace.
My name is Yvette, and I don't have my organization established yet, but I would say go through Pastor Sanders and Elder Ricardo. We just connected, and we connected for a reason, for God's work, for the bigger and better purpose of the kingdom, bigger and better purpose for each person. As each individual become better, we help somebody else to be better, help them to smile more, and just come back and give God the praise. And we give each other love. And I thank you, Pastor Sanders, for this opportunity, and Elder Ricardo. I believe in meeting each other for a reason. And as we meet for a reason, we're here to do more. And God's work is never done.
God's work is never done.
7 days.
7 days.
As long as we're sleeping, and when we wake up, what else we got to do? What else we got to do, God? What else we got to do? It's ongoing. God will give us the strength, give us the connection, give us the resources. And it's not always money. You just need the right hands. You need the right people to do the work. Be on fire for helping each other. And it's going to get done.
That's right.
I thank you again for this opportunity. I wish everyone peace and blessings for listening.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lord. Oh, go ahead, son.
Yeah, so we would just like to thank you all for supporting us. We thank our guests for coming on today.
Wow.
I think it was a powerful message that probably resonated with a lot of people. And let's make it go viral. So share it, like it, show a friend, and just, popularize it. Let them know about the Real Word. Check our website, the www.therealwordministriesinc.org. That's the Real Word Ministries Inc.org. We're on Facebook, The Real Word 7, facebook.com/The Real Word 7, the number 7. We on Instagram at The Real Word Ministries Inc. That's at The Real Word Ministries Inc. And we on YouTube, The Real Word TV on YouTube, one word, The Real Word TV on YouTube. So thank you for watching. Pastor Sanders, close out with a prayer, please.
Lord, continue to order our steps. Help us to continue to be the change agents you called us to be. In Jesus' name we do pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you for your support, and thank you for helping us to build this this dream that's coming into reality that's going to help many others to come. So good night, everybody.
Angel.